Normally, it's supposed to be on every time.
It's supposed to be on every time. Okay.
It gets hot.
Oh, a lot of people wanted to know before, when we put the flyer out, what is going on? They wanted to know if you're part of the new force.
If we are being honest, the new force got inspiration from me. They should bring me my royalty.
Tell them.
Bring me my royalty.
Tell them. New force, please. You know what to do. You're hearing it here. The mask initiative, it was already happening before you guys got in on all of that. But how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm in Accra. I haven't left Ghana. So take from that what you will. It's been such a busy week for us here at Media General. But personally, I've been okay. I'm trying to survive this economy. What about you? What's the economy doing to your pocket? Are you like most people? And I ask fellow Ghanaians because I want to know, am I the only person who's feeling the pinch? Maybe it's just me.
No, it's everybody. I mean, I've been in Europe for the past 2 months and I keep telling everyone, I knew before going how bad the economy was, but spending from my accounts in Europe, it is really, really
every time you are deducted, you feel it.
Really, really bad.
My goodness.
Really, really bad. I've been home for a week and there's no water in my neighborhood for a week.
So you two are facing that issue. Many people are complaining about lack of water.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome home.
I'm waiting for the lights to go off. Then I know, okay, I'm really
Thankfully, that has been a bit more stable than the water issues and all of that. But how was your travel? Where did you go? Tell us.
It was okay. So I did Geneva in February, and then I came home for a bit, and then I did Paris, I did Amsterdam, I did Berlin, and then I did what's the last? I did Italy. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Very, very exciting. I'm sure Europe is on fire this summer. They know how to have a good time. But for the uninitiated, and once you walk into the building, it appears all of my colleagues already know you. You are already a big woman. But for those who don't know, you tell us about yourself, how you got into DJing, why your niche is, being a masked DJ and all of that.
Okay, so my name is Michelle Nana Georgia Komayobwa. I'm Ghanaian. Sometimes because of the music I play, people assume I'm South African. But
I see.
No, I am Ghanaian, fully Ghanaian. I started DJing 10 years ago when I was in the University of Ghana. I started as DJ Michi, so the face was everywhere. But the kind of DJs or the kind of artists I was looking up to when I was DJing, or the people I was drawing inspiration from, most of them were incognito. And also personally, when I was DJing, I decided to change the kind of music I was playing, and that wasn't really what we were playing in Accra back then. So I was like, okay, do you know what, I want to change the music aura, but I also wanted something else that would just add a little razzle dazzle to the whole thing and see if it will work. So I just started wearing the mask. So my brother used to dance in church, when you're growing up, church choreography, so he had a plain white mask. And I took it. I was like, oh, do you know what, I want to use this. He said, okay, no problem. So it was plain. I started wearing it. I used to work at X Live. It was an online radio platform. So I took it to work one day. I was like, guys, you think it would be cool? They were like, oh yeah, I think you should do it. The guys were happy and all. I was like, okay, no problem. And then luckily, I was in a British Council residency with Atso Kojo, who is a very talented artist. So out of boredom, Kojo just started drawing on the mask. It came out beautifully. And then he made me send him more. He drew it. And then now I have different ones from different Ghanaian artists. So this is from the female painter. This particular one.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So it's like a collaboration, a bit of Ghanaian art as you DJ as well.
Yes.
Some of you are creative, Charlie. So what, 10 years in the game?
Yeah.
Now, 10 years ago, what was the inspiration to actually even begin DJing?
I always say I didn't grow up thinking I wanted to be a DJ, but I won't dispute the fact that music was a part of my life heavily when I was growing up. I was the one who was coming to school on Monday morning. Oh, guys, did you hear this song? Did you hear this? I was very heavy into pop culture and stuff like that. But it was when I was in high school and I realized, I think I'm interested in this. Even that I wasn't going to do it, but I was like, okay. in uni, I downloaded the software out of jokes, and I was just playing around with it, and then it kind of took off from there, and then so that's how it happened. But I didn't grow up thinking I wanted to be a DJ or I could be a DJ.
Okay, so I'm guessing then that the feedback was good. Like if you would play for friends or if there was a party, everyone said, who's DJing? Who the DJ? Okay. But at what point though did DJing start to actually bringing some money?
For me, I think maybe I'll say 2019.
Okay, so
2019.
5 years in, you'd say you were doing it really for the passion? Or were you at that time hoping that the money would actually come?
At that point, I don't even know what I was doing it for. But I think when you like something so much, you just don't focus on any other thing. Because I won't sit here and say it wasn't difficult. It was super difficult. And being a woman as well, like, your family expects you to, go a certain way. And my family has been supportive. I don't even pretend. It was like, okay, even my grandma, who didn't even understand what was going on, like, at first was like, okay, you want to be a DJ, but what's the plan? But she didn't make me feel like, no, I was doing something silly or no.
That's amazing because that's not the same story for a lot of creatives or those who do unconventional jobs. There's a lot of pressure.
It was only my dad. My dad was the only one who wasn't having it. Like, I remember we had like serious beef in the house. He would see me and then he would roll his eyes because I'll see when I pass out.
Why are dads like that? And listen, shout out to my dad. When I started, I came back with my, my law school diploma. He said, what are you saying on the airwaves? Pay off his beans. But look where we are. Perseverance, passion. It always pays off. So by 2019, what was it that you think made the switch where money started to roll in?
So 2019, I think that was the first time I'd gotten a gig outside Accra. And I feel like it's not everybody, but I also feel like as Ghanaians, we like it when foreigners or other people co-sign people before we decide to give them the opportunity. So in 2019, I had an offer to play Giddy Fest, and Giddy Fest is like the biggest festival, music festival in Nigeria. So I did Giddy Fest in April that year, came back, and it was even a bit calm when I came back. But August of 2019, I don't know what changed, but it was just like one weekend, and I had 7 gigs in just one weekend between Friday and Sunday.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay, it looks like I have reached or I'm about to reach. But after that, I had an amazing December as well. December 2019 was amazing. I remember putting together like all the events I had to do in December, and I had like a long list. So I was like, okay, we are getting somewhere. COVID happened. Post-COVID, it was still okay. So I think I've just been building on that energy since. So
that's amazing. Is it more convincing then to your family when they see that actually this passion is paying the bills?
I think it's only my dad that I needed to make him get that, because I mean, you're not taking care of me, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So like, okay, she's doing very well, so it's not a problem anymore. But I think my family realized that okay, she can take care of herself, she knows what she's doing, and the support has been good. And
I think for parents, that's really the reason why they're beefing us. They just want to make sure you're okay. And it's not that maybe they don't believe in you, it's just that, Charlie, we know that in our part of the world, these jobs, unless you hit it big, it's
even
risky.
Now, it's very, very risky.
You say still risky?
It's still risky, because even like we're talking about the economy right now, when people need to cut out stuff, they are going to start with entertainment.
That's right.
We are still going to work and know, but I know even people who have come and said, oh, I know this gig, I gave you this, but right now I can't give you this because people are not spending so much. So everything affects everybody, irrespective of whatever field you find yourself in.
And you have to make concessions then when people come to you. You have to understand their situation.
Depending on the relationship you have with them, sometimes you're just like, okay, no problem, let's do it.
There's not a lot of you women in this field at all. In places like SA, I think we're seeing more and more female DJs coming out. What accounts for this? Because a lot of women love music, music. Why is this happening?
I think, me personally, I saw the women DJs that were in Accra before I started DJing, and I can see the number that we have now. So we've done so well with the
There's a lot more now?
There's a lot more now. But I remember when I started, I knew only DJ Kez, DJ MJ, DJ Tipsy, Miss Austin. I knew about like 6 women DJs. But now I can give you 20 off.
I see. I mean, I know now Ghana Boy, but she's not in the country.
She's not here right now,
DJ Mish, another Mish.
There's
Who
Miss
else?
Austin, there's I don't know if we should consider the foreigners as well. If we're considering the foreigners, we have Chichi, we have Yelvu, we have Carmen, we have Jessica. Oh, there are a lot of DJs now. There are a lot of DJs now.
And some would say that they feel as though for women DJs to really come out, they have to be a bit flirtatious, a little bit sexy. That is not your brand. You're here for the vibes and the music. Why do you think that in the absence of all the, sexualization of the craft, you are still making it?
I mean, the job or the main aim of the job is to play music. Every other thing is just an addition. But I will also not sit here and pretend that people do not book female DJs based on how they look. People do it a lot. Even in Accra now, it's happening.
Right.
I can mention a lot of people who are getting bookings just because of how they look.
We beg you.
And not
beg
necessarily
you. Beg you. Take it easy. Take it easy.
No, I won't mention. But yeah, I think they just look at it like because we are women. But that's the thing. Then basically you are sexualizing the whole art. Because it's like, okay, if I put this one on, then more men are going to come. It doesn't. When I don't go I don't go and listen to a DJ just because he's a man. So I'm like, okay, it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I've never thought, this DJ there is not handsome, so the music will not be sweet.
The music will not be sweet. No, I don't think.
But for me, the main thing is that they have a solid brand. You can trust their work. You know that your event is safe in their hands, and really, that's the main thing. Because if the aim is to party, to have fun, that's all that really should be on the table. Let's talk about the international gigs. And before that, I recall when Vice President Kamala Harris, who's now vying to be President of the United States, was in Ghana. There's a video where you guys have some kind of interaction. What was going on at the time? Listen, there's a big woman in the studio. If you don't know, she has met Kamala Harris. Says, I know. I think she said, I know you.
I read about you. So what happened was when she did her trip to Ghana, so she was supposed to meet a couple of creators who were doing amazing in their field. So it was myself, Amare, Black Sheriff, Moses Samni, Ria Boss, Poetra.
And if you are watching us on Facebook, we have that video up there with the Mass DJ and her best friend Kamala.
Yeah, that's my bestie.
Yeah, bestie.
So we had to meet her. We spoke about some stuff. But I knew I was meeting her as part of the group. So she went to check the studio inside Vibrate, and she was coming out, and she was like, "Oh, you! I read about you," and I was a bit confused. I'm like, "It's one thing for someone to say, oh, it looks like I've seen you somewhere, but to say you've read about me, you took time out of your day to actually read about what I've been doing, what I've been up to," and it felt good because sometimes in our environment it feels like you are doing so much, but also you are not doing anything. Because when you look at how people behave towards you, you're like, am I even doing anything at all? So for someone else to come from, it doesn't even matter who she was at that point. It's just the fact that someone from somewhere had checked on what I was doing and actually felt like, oh, I should give this person the mention. So yeah, it felt good. I
love that. I agree with you. Recognition when you're doing a good job is a good boost. But you say, sometimes is it that you doubt your own craft, or others make you feel that way?
I think people actually do make you feel. I'm always telling people, we as Ghanaians, we like it. Like, we want you to go, but we also don't want you to go so far. We want you to blow, but don't blow too much. Yeah. So it's like sometimes I feel like people are like, okay, yeah, she's cool and everything. Yeah, she's doing amazing, but let's just make her feel like, oh no, you're not rich like that. But one thing I've always done for myself is I don't really pay attention to what other people are saying. I'm always like a tunnel vision kind of person.
I love that.
What's in front of me. So if I feel I'm doing okay, I'm doing okay, and it works for me.
This issue of sabotage in the entertainment industry is no secret. People maybe going behind your back, trying to maybe take food out of your mouth, take your gigs. Has that happened to you?
I think it happens to all of us. Sometimes you don't see it. Sometimes you can actually, when you put one and two together, you're like, okay, it's like this person is doing this. But it happens to everybody.
Oh, I see. The tactics, antics in the background. Time check. It is some 3 minutes past the hour of 11. You're still live here on 3 Lounge on 3FM 92.7. I've got a super special guest in the studios. I'm chopping it up with the masked DJ. Those of you messaging on the stream, keep your messages coming. We'll read them all. We'll get to your messages in due course. So you're telling us about the international travel. How did that all come together?
Yeah, so I've been, like I said, 2019, I did Nigeria. So right after I did Nigeria, I was like, okay, it looks like I should try my best to get and for DJs, I think it's a good thing to actually travel and then send your art out there. So personally, I invested and did a trip to Abidjan, checked how it was going in Abidjan. I did Abidjan again, and then I was like, okay.
How was it in Abidjan?
It's interesting. Abidjan is like Ghana and X, but it's just like sprinkle of French, but we have a lot in common.
Oh, I see. I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Is the party scene similar to ours?
Not really. When it comes to the music, I feel like they are also very, very open-minded than we are. So that was even the main reason why I wanted to check how it was over there. They are very open-minded when it comes to the music. So I did Abidjan, and I was like, I need to find ways and means to, put in more effort into trying to go to other countries. So some of the countries I've done them on my own. I remember I did Abidjan again with Afrofuture, which was also an amazing experience. So,
nice.
Yeah, and then I got a booking from Uganda. The person just came to me and said, I've been following your work, so I came to Accra and I want to see you. We met, we spoke. He said, okay, cool. Do you want to come to Uganda in December? I said, no problem. So they booked me, they flew me out to Uganda, and it was also an amazing experience. And then since then, I'm like, okay. And then last year, I had the opportunity to do a residency with the German government. So I was in Germany for a month. So while I was doing the residency, I had a chance to meet certain people. I just had a feel of the scene out there. And one thing is, I know the music I play mostly, not like it works, but Europe is very receptive to the kind of music I play. So it's always been in the back of my mind to try that. But also, I didn't want to be the DJ that took her art only to Europe. I wanted whatever it is that we thought was cool for every continent to also be cool for us here, because we are not big on electronic music and stuff.
Yeah.
But I felt like we should create our own community in Accra, which we've been able to do successfully. It's still small, but we have something going for us.
Tell us about that.
So yeah, like I said, I the people I was listening to growing up was a bit different. So when I started DJing, I was like, why am I going out and I'm not hearing
that kind of music?
Here?
Yeah.
So I wanted to play those songs. I said no problem, but when I started playing it, added the mask to it, I know I've had so many gigs where people were looking at me like, who is this? The best way to, who is this crazy person? It looked like I didn't belong, and sometimes I'll be behind the mask and I'll be sweating because you can tell expressions and I can see how people are looking at me, and I felt like I was doing something very silly. But also, like I said, tunnel vision always. I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted the experiences people were having in Ibiza and everywhere. I wanted it here in my country without
Ghana.
Going there. So I just kept doing that. So it was a bit difficult at first, and I was like, okay, let me just keep at it. In the beginning, a lot of people weren't doing it, but I think because I kept doing it, luckily I started getting,
because now you've created a community,
a lot of communities.
Yeah.
We went to one last night. I have my event tonight. We have a lot of communities playing electronic music now. So when I say that every day, I'm very proud of myself. If I haven't achieved anything, I know I have helped in creating a very nice electronic music landscape in Accra.
And Kamala knows who you are.
Kamala knows who I am.
You have arrived. Now, let's talk about using social media as an effective tool to get your craft out there. How effective has it been, for you in opening up your audience and all of that?
Yeah, I think social media has, when it comes to us artists, is really, really helped, because now you have someone in a different, geographic, but the person knows what you do. Like
how somebody booked you for Uganda, purely just following you on the socials.
I had two different people. I even tweeted about it because it felt so nice knowing that someone has been following my work for a long time, and then they realize, I'm playing in their city, and then they come and then they're like, hello, I've been following you for a while and I'm so happy I got to see you. So I'm like, okay, if there wasn't no Instagram, where are they going to see me from? So yeah, I feel like social media has really played a huge role, and I try my best to use it. I'm not a Gen Z, so it's a bit difficult sometimes. But I've been doing my best.
You are a young millennial. Why are you people disgracing us?
Young millennial.
Why are you people? I want to get to the bottom of this whole thing. I mean, yes, I'm getting on in age. Okay, we used to be the Gen Zs of our time. You know, now we're getting older. Everybody has 25 kids. Some of you, like you are the real adults. Sometimes I say, hey, people are adulting in ways I can't comprehend. Me, I buy some small olive oil. I have to recalculate and recalibrate my whole savings. Listen, those of you who are out there, millennials who are killing it, crushing it, you people have arrived. Let's talk DJing 101. And there's lots of people that actually want to get into the business because they look up to the likes of yourself and other big DJs doing it, doing what they love, making a living out of it. DJ Wavs, DJ Appiah-Ampofo, all of our wonderful DJs here. And they want to know, how do I start? What do you advise? Do I understudy somebody else? When you talk about equipment, do people rent? Like the first things they should be thinking about.
Yeah. We are not so lucky in Ghana to have access to equipment like other people would have. I know, like in Europe, like this, there is a platform where you just go pay and then you book. So it's like they've got different cubicles or like studios with the full equipment. So you pay and you are in there and you can DJ for as long as you want. So your session is over and then you leave. But we don't have that. Even getting equipment is difficult. You can ask who else. It's expensive. Shipping it down and stuff, it's difficult. So when you are starting afresh, I started with just a laptop, virtual DJ, and then gradually it built up from there. And also you can just choose someone. I learned how to DJ because someone decided to teach me, DJ Gucci. He was also in Legon at that time. So he taught me how to DJ on my laptop. But every other thing, I just had to go to YouTube, learn. I followed DJs like Pizarro, DJ MJ, and then I just look at what they are doing and then I follow suit. Equipment is expensive. So if you are starting now, probably look for someone who is okay to let you practice on their equipment. If not, just use virtual. I know DJs who play exceptional. I don't know, people have a notion that virtual DJs are like beginner. No. I know professional DJs who are very good with just virtual DJ. So it's just what works for you, and then just find someone who's also ready to give you tips, and then just follow. If you want to follow one DJ every weekend, you can do it, and then gradually you learn from them. Oh, and then we also teach a pop-up DJ school as well with Pioneer DJ and Oroko Radio, where I'm a facilitator, but we do that once a year. So we pull out a call, people sign up, and then we do like a 6-week DJ program, and after that you are all DJs.
We've got a question here from Sonia on WhatsApp. Sonia, shout out to you, and also to everybody on the stream sending us messages. I'll get to those in due course. Sonia says, can you DJ forever? Is it sustainable?
You can. Calvin Harris is still a DJ. Major Lazer, you can. Then you would decide how you want your life to go. Like, even me, I love DJing, but I also don't think I want to DJ forever. But I think it's only because now I'm getting interested in other things. But even all those things I'm getting interested in are things that are still related to DJing or still related to music. So I think it's different for everybody. You choose what you want to do, how long you want to do it, and then,
So the option of diversifying also exists. What kind of other fields do DJs kind of dabble in? Sometimes you see them with artist management and all of that.
You can do music production, you can do events. Right now, I think the best way even for a DJ to sustain yourself is to have your own events. So most of the DJs now in Accra are getting into that group, which I like, because when you go to Europe, almost every DJ has their own event.
I love that because, you don't have to wait for them to be playing at an event. Before, you know that this is their event, is the kind of music that you like hearing. They'll be there. If you've got the mask DJ, you don't know what mask she's coming out with. There's something to look forward to.
Yeah. And the good part is having your own event. Not that the promoters have been doing a good job, but having your own event also kind of gives you some leverage, because now you are getting directly a cut from maybe the bar or the tickets and stuff. So it's not like you're just going to play the event and then you go home. You are more invested in the event, just not because, you're a DJ, but it's your thing and you need to work hard for it too. Before I came, I was sitting here, I was busy because I'm promoting my event.
Right.
Yeah. But I think it's good that we all have events, and it kind of brings variety as well. So now the DJs kind of move the people, because if the DJ says, okay, today my event is here, everyone is coming here, and then the next DJ, then everyone is going there. So yeah, I think it's good.
What about like the paperwork side of things, making sure that you're straight, contracts, things like that? We don't always pay attention to that in the creative world. Have you had any horror stories because you didn't pay attention to the T's and C's? You didn't maybe sign something when you should have?
No, I haven't, because luckily I've got friends who in the legal business, so it's like just when I needed to deal with contracts and stuff, I had people who will check it out for me. Shout outs to Appiah-Blue, our Twitter lawyer.
Shout out Appiah.
Yeah, she checks my stuff, and so I haven't gotten into any mess that I need help getting out from. Even the little one, that one, it wasn't even I didn't read. They kind of breached their contract, so we had to do what we had to do to get what we needed from them.
Because sometimes that's the perception that you can strong arm creative DJs, you can get away with it. Maybe they don't read the paperwork, but times are changing.
I'll really read it. Even if my lawyer reads it,
You'll read it again.
I'll read it. Yeah, my mother was a teacher. I like reading.
You make sure that the contents are favorable to you, because that's one of my biggest gripes with all of us. I do it sometimes. I'll take on a job. I haven't really read the T's and C's because we're all parties. We're doing this creative job together. But trust me, once bitten. Get involved in the conversation on the socials and beyond. Now, we talked about the woman factor earlier and how sometimes women are quite sexualized in this business, and they might not be booked for their talents, but really what they look like and so on and so forth. Would you say that there are any other maybe setbacks that the woman factor has, or is that really your biggest gripe? Is it mainly this idea that, maybe a woman won't be able to rock the crowd? Sometimes they'll book, I see that a lot. If there's a woman DJ, it's a more cool event, but when it's time for a big crowd, a party, what is that about?
I don't know why we are always like, we book women DJs to be like the warm-up for open sets. That's not the case for everybody as well. I think it depends on your level or your experience and stuff. So I don't think it changes. It depends on who the promoter is and what kind of music you are playing. So normally for the new DJs, it's like, okay, you have to do the opening sets. And most of the guys, like I said in the beginning, we didn't have a lot of women DJs. So it's like the experience is still with the guys. So it's like, okay, they have to play but I've seen events, I've gone to events where the guys have done the warm-up set and then the women have come in to do it later. It's experience, and then it depends on the promoter as well.
I've been to a few like woman-only, female-only DJ events, but there's not too many of that. How is it like collaborating with other female DJs? What's the community like?
I feel like it's good. Everyone is trying, because I think we understand that we need to create the spaces that we want for ourselves. So personally, I have the girls branch, which I own with two other friends, which is only women focused DJs, women, guest women. And
I think I missed the last one has come and gone long time.
Yes, that was in May, but next one is in December, so you should
give it to them. I'll be there. I will be there.
Yeah, the aim was to just have a place for women to have fun without guys, and then also have women DJs have our own platform to DJ, because I mean, no matter how many women DJs that are coming up now, still the guys are a lot. So we still have to fight for the same spaces with them. So in doing that, I've realized that just 2 days ago, even last night, I was with one other DJ, Miss Austin, and she was showing me a flyer, and she was telling me how she has an event and she wanted me and another female DJ to be on. I know DJ Miss has an event, even though she has it with two other DJs. But that's her thing, and she also makes sure that every lineup has one woman DJ on it. So I think we're all trying our best to create. So if I have mine, we all do it together. The next person has, we all do it together, and then it just keeps.
So it sounds like a harmonious community, and you guys are looking to grow the crafts and all of that. When you have these all women events, I'm sure there are some men who come and say this is discriminatory, or do they understand?
Twitter, they really complain on Twitter. But one thing we found beautiful with girls branch is that they just talk about it on Twitter. I think they just do it for the banter, but no one has ever showed up and like, no, you have to let me enter.
I don't think they want to face you.
No, the only guys that have popped up are people who didn't know that it was. Even one came, so she had just landed and then she heard there was a brand somewhere, so she came with her husband, and we're like, oh no, it's women only.
Okay.
What's the plan? She asked him. He said, okay, no problem. They spoke. He left, and she stayed. And I'm like, yeah. So we are lucky to not have any guys standing at the door like we want to come in. We want to come.
Because sometimes I see the comments and I'm like, allow us to have our turn.
They just do it on Twitter. They just do it.
They're not about it.
But just in case they decide to come to, we always make sure we have security to handle them. So, yeah.
Don't mess around.
Yeah.
Jerry on the stream says, one love, keep it up. Honorable Suli Bobo says, good morning, ladies. Well, good morning to you as well. Shout out to everybody on the stream watching us this morning. Now, you are no stranger to picking up awards. You are Kamala's best friend. You're international. You're touring Europe. You're having the time of your life and also getting recognized for it. Tell us about it.
So I've had nominations in the past, but also I moved away from getting involved in any award scheme because, like I said, I used to feel like, or people made me feel like whatever it is I was doing was a bit different. So I felt like I didn't belong. But as time went on, I'm like, well, if I don't belong here, where do I belong? I'm Ghanaian, fully Ghanaian, very Ghanaian. So why am I not? So I was like, you know what, it's okay. And then it had also gotten to a point where people felt like I had to start, accepting or taking credit for the work I had done. Because I used to be the person who says, oh, no, are you sure? Oh, I know. Oh, I'm not doing anything. Even though I know very well I'm doing it, I felt like I had to be humble just so people kind of like me. But one thing I realized is whether I'm humble or not, they'll either. So I was like, you know what? Let me just do what I had to do. So last year I had 2 nominations for Ghana DJ Awards, which was Female DJ of the Year and then Electronic Music DJ of the Year. I picked up Female DJ.
Give it up. You did it.
Just 2 weeks ago, 3 Music also sent me a message that they had nominated me for DJ of the Year. So let's see if I pick up that one as well.
You are pick your all of them, and I bet that feels good. You know, that external validation, especially when internally you are constantly, battling with yourself about whether or not what you're doing is really making an impact. At least from where I sit, if I see the Mass DJ on a flyer, even if I'm not going to be there, I'm like, these people are going to enjoy. They're going to jam, because I definitely believe in the ministry. And I mean, nothing happens, overnight. It takes time. Somebody might see you and think, oh, this is an overnight success, right? We're told that an overnight success is something like 6 years in the making. So, you see it all shining, glittering. It looks like it's been cooked already. Like they didn't have to work for it. And that is absolutely not the case. But these days, so you're busy with, travel, international DJing, also with your events. Something's happening tonight, you say.
Yes,
the weekend is here. What's going on?
It's called Retrograde. It's an event I have with Bando, Beer Garden. So just because of how my DJ story started and how it felt like I didn't have a community, it's always like on my heart to try and create spaces for DJs that people think of, whose music is not as mainstream as most DJs. So then I created Open House Accra, which is a platform it was just for DJs to come, plug in your deck and play whatever it is that you wanted to play.
Ooh.
So we were doing that in the studio with Virtual Hub. We had to stop, and then luckily Bando, who owners of Alibar Treehouse,
right? They're in the Laboni enclave.
Yeah, I used to do a residency with them, and I also do girls brunch with them. We have a very good working relationship. So they said,
amazing.
Know what? Why don't you bring Open House here? Let's create an event where we can still get the DJs who don't get like the regular flow to come in, and then we do something
idea.
Once a month. So we started last December, and then every month we meet. Today we are lucky to have a guest DJ from Abidjan as well coming in, so we're excited about it.
So I love that. For those who don't get that opportunity, the Mass DJ says, come to Bando, come and let's see, what you're made of. And I know that through this initiative, you're putting DJs on, others are getting to know them. So Ayiko to you. That's super dope. We're wrapping up on this conversation. And what a morning it has been so far. But what is the difference in nightlife that you've observed from, the different places that you have played? How does it differ, say, from Europe to Ghana, from maybe Nigeria to Ghana, Ivory Coast to Ghana, Uganda to Ghana?
Nigeria has a bit of similarities, but also they are also very receptive to new music. But probably because when I started playing electronic music here, they had also started it there.
Okay.
So it's like I was in constant communication with some of the other DJs who had also started a community. So I know a lot of DJs who also pioneered the electronic scene in Accra. So we have a bit of similarities actually. Just that, Nigeria has a large number. So what we would do in 5s, they would do in 10s. So there's always that. With Europe, one thing I love about it, it's table service. Yeah, we reserve a table for like 6 hours a night, waiting for someone to come and sit on it for 30 minutes, and then we don't. Everyone has their drinking hard. We are here for the vibe.
Nobody's posing.
Table service. There is table service, but that's not. In Accra, most places, I don't think you can go out if you don't have.
That's become the norm, unless you have a table.
Yeah.
When you go there, you can't really feel free, get comfortable.
Yeah.
That's very annoying. So that's the main
that's one of the main
differences.
things. And also, I think people come to events with a very open mind. They are here to follow the DJ. Like, take us away, DJ. Literally, take us away.
Right.
It's all, requests are few. It's not like, okay, I'm not coming and listen to the songs I was listening to in my car or in my house. Like, just trust the DJ to give you a good time, to put you onto new music and stuff like that. So I think that's also one thing that I found interesting. You can play literally anything. So far as it's a vibe, not that play anything so you just be playing anything, but so far as it's a vibe and it's good music, people will still move and have a good time.
I see. Well, speaking of hearing new things, make sure you're checking out the Mass DJ Abando this evening. You'll also be hearing from up-and-coming DJs that you haven't experienced.
Luckily, the DJs we have, I don't even call them up-and-coming because they've also done their due in the last 1 or 2 years. So they've also got a good following. We have B Frankie and then we have Bass Traps. Okay, Bass Traps is fairly new, but yeah, he's also doing amazing.
Amazing. Come and jam. Introduce yourself to some new music, some, different ideas. We're stuck in our ways sometimes, and you just might like the new stuff that you hear. It could become your staple or the staple on your playlist. Before we let the Mass DJ go, though, what's the love life saying? What's going on?
Hey, I'm scared.
What are you scared of?
Scared.
Everybody is scared. So who is doing who?
I'm scared.
Who is doing who?
I'm not among of that one. Let me just.
You're opting out.
I've opted out. I opted out.
Why?
I'm giving up.
Accra is a wicked place.
I've thrown in the towel.
Oh, Charlie. Accra has such a bad reputation for romance.
Yeah,
why?
I've opted out.
The people are wicked. They said the vibes are wicked. The broken hearts is plenty.
The
shege is monumental.
Yeah. I cannot come.
So right now it's just eye clear, business mode active. Wicked mode activated. It's been a pleasure, Mish, having you here in the studio. I'm sure we've learned a thing or two, maybe an idea of what to do this evening, but do check her out on the socials. Please plug the socials for us.
Yeah, so it's at TMSK DJ on all socials. Because people say, we say the Max DJ, people search the Max DJ. No, it's TMSK DJ, basically the Max DJ. So you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. Absolutely fantastic. International female disc jockey extraordinaire. Certainly one of my faves. Make sure you're following the movement. It's Accra Creatives to the whole Riase. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.